guys. For this we'll be looking into CSS CSS tables, how to style the table. So we'll continue off from the last table that we styled. So we are going to copy the contents and then paste into our new file, which should now be CSS table.html. Let's paste that in and then view it in our browser. CSS tables. Okay, so this should be CSS table now. CSS table and learning CSS. CSS tables. And so in the HTML part, we added a border. For the normal one, we don't have a, for the table we don't have a border added already, so we added a border that made it to be this way. And as you observed, we have a double border here. So to make our border to only be one, we could add a border collapse property. So let's add a border collapse, which is only for the table. So that will make the border to be collapsed into one another. So you can see now the border here has now been collapsed into the other one. So you can see that. So we also have another property called padding. So we can give padding to our cells. So let's table data. Let's add a padding 15px. Okay, so you can see we added a padding to all of these, to all the table data. These are the table data, the cells within the table row. These are the table data, the cells. So we can also we also have a property. The property that we look into, we can also align the table header, align them to the left or to the right. So we have a text align. Where is our table header now? It's at the center. So let's make it to go to the left. To move to the left. Okay, so you can see it's now moved to the left. So we can also make it to be centered, right, or wherever we want it to be. So let's style up also the table head to have that padding. Okay, and then make our table to make the row span, comment out the row span for the phone, and bring in this. Okay, that should be 2. Then let's remove the extra one here. Okay, you can see that our table looks much better than this. So we can also add a color the way we want. We can also add a background color. So let's add a background color to only the table head. Background color. Let's add it in black. Black. And a color of white. Okay, so you can see it's now being styled. So we can also add more content, more data to our table using the table row. Let's add up to 5 so that we can be able to see the pseudo class styling selectors. So this is 5. let me add to dual phone number for each person. 1, 2, 3. So each person now has a dual phone number. So you can also target this, the first child of the table after the table header. That's the table data. We can also target the first table data here and give it a background. Or we can also target any table data using the and child selector, and child pseudo class selector. So table data should be and child, which let's target the third table data here and give it a background color on hover. Actually, let's add on hover, and also a normal one. Let's remove the hover from here, give it a background color of our gray. Let's see that. Okay, so you can see the table data, which is the third 1, 2, 3. It targets the whole third element, the third table data here. So you can as well add an hover to that. The hover, we will change the background color maybe to something orange and a color of white. So you can see whenever we hover, it changes. We can also add to the row. So add to the row. Let's add to a background color to the row. TR and child. Let's target the even number. So for all the rows, we'll be targeting the 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th. So every child with an even number will be given a background color of gray. Let me use gray. Let's see how the category. So you can see let's adjust the color to be more subtle. You see? Okay, so this color looks good. So it's now targeting all the end child, the even data rows, and giving it a background color of red, or background color. So you can also add an on hover to all the elements. When we hover, it can give a background. So let's check that out. Our table hover. That should be a table TR over, because we are hovering over the table row. Let's add a background color, white smoke. Let me adjust the color. Okay, I think this should be okay. Refresh. Yes. So you can see the color is being applied. This is white. Let me increase it a little bit. See, you can see whenever we hover, it changes the background color of the table row. And so for us to have maybe when we have a table that has a larger width, and we want to make it to be fitted to another mobile devices, let me show you what happens. and you can see it fits there. So maybe let's add another table header. Let's add more cells. And this should be state, and this should be the country. Okay, this should be the city. This will be the country. And let's add it up. It's supposed to be 3, right? So let me copy this. This should be gone. And the state should be Anambra. And the city should be Onitsha, and which is in Nigeria. So let's take a look. So you can see what we added now is no more, it's not responsive. So let me refresh. And see it responsive. So to make it to be more responsive, we could add a div before the table, and then add an overflow of xauto. So div, let me close this and paste it in. Okay, so we could be able to add a style here with overflow x to be auto. So you can, if you can see very clearly that our x scroll bar is now appearing, so making you can see it here, making the table to be responsive. And that's it, guys. This is the most on CSS table styling. So remember, for a responsive table, add a div with style of overflow x equal to auto. And we could also style any child, any element. We can style the first table row or the, okay, let's look at this. We didn't do let's style the 5th one only, giving it a background color. Okay, so you can see the 5th child now has been given a background color. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.